in the Middle East a war because we continue to have our sons and daughters returned in caskets to the United States? That's a yes or no?
No, the analysis for Iran is different.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you agree with me then? Yes?
I didn't say that.
Okay, it's different analysis. So I'm just going to go with you agree with me because this is clearly a war and it's unconstitutional. That is the bottom line. And frankly, as it relates to Venezuela.
What you're about to watch is a Democrat senator doing something Republicans in this room refuse to do. Tell the uncomfortable truth. You cannot wrap yourself in the Constitution, scream law and order, and then turn around and defend blowing people up without charges, without trials, without due process. That's not patriotism, that's hypocrisy. And the senator makes it painfully clear. If another country used this exact same logic against the United States, if they said, we think someone committed a crime, so we're just going to bomb our way in, every single Republican would be outraged. Every one of them. But somehow, when the U.S. does it, suddenly the rules don't apply. That's the double standard getting exposed right here. Billions for war, no accountability for the law, and when asked simple yes or no questions, they can't even answer. They dodge, they deflect, because the truth doesn't support their position. This is Democrats standing on principle, consistency, rule of law, and basic human decency, while Republicans twist themselves into knots trying to justify the unjustifiable. Watch this clip carefully, because right after, I'm breaking down exactly how that senator dismantled their entire argument piece by piece. Hit like, subscribe, and stay to the end.
I'm going to start with Tupac. We're going to start with the fact that Tupac famously said, for those of you that didn't necessarily listen to rap, that we've got money for war, but we can't feed the poor. And the reason that I bring this up is for two reasons. Number one, in order to get Maduro, the estimated cost is $3 billion. I can guarantee you that a lot of Americans would say, yes, there's a valid warrant and things like that, but for the cost of $3 billion, let's put our money somewhere else. Number one. Number two, Professor, you talked about the fact that if there wasn't the loss of life as it relates to our service members, or if this was just kind of quick boots on the ground for a second, then it wasn't war. So just answer this question for me. Would you consider what is taking place currently in the Middle East a war because we continue to have our sons and daughters returned in caskets to the United States? That's a yes or no?
No, the analysis for Iran is different.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you agree with me then? Yes?
I didn't say that.
Okay, it's different analysis. So I'm just going to go with you agree with me because this is clearly a war and it's unconstitutional. That is the bottom line. And frankly, as it relates to Venezuela, I think that we still will have some time to determine exactly how bad it is. Because imagine for 2 seconds that you had fishermen and sailors that were coming from the United States, and Venezuela all of a sudden started bombing our people saying, oh, no, you're bringing guns. Because let me be clear, America does their fair share of nonsense in other countries. We tend to supply everybody with the guns. We flood this world with guns everywhere, right? So let's say they said, you know what, we don't want all those guns going to the gangsters in our communities. So we're just going to start blowing people up. And frankly, legally, that may work for them. You know why? We have a constitution and not everybody does. And so it is offensive to sit here and engage in this conversation as someone who practiced criminal law. And my God, everyone that I had, no matter what they were accused of, even if they were accused of capital murder, they were given an opportunity to actually show up in court and face their accusations, not be killed. So the justification, like I don't understand why we are trying to make it partisan. It should not be partisan to just go and blow up these boats. Are you saying, Professor, that you believe that blowing up these boats because somebody believes it? You know what? Let me do it this way. Let's say they are drug traffickers. Do you believe that it is constitutional for the United States to blow up people that are accused of being drug traffickers?
It's not going to be a yes or no question. If I could take
okay, then I'm gonna stop you there because I only got so much time. And Professor, you know, I was really loving on you because you came from South Texas, which is down in Houston, not too far from the University of Houston where I got my law degree. But it is very clear that it is unconstitutional for us in the United States. Let me give y'all another issue that I don't understand if y'all see it the way that I do. there's this little thing called the Epstein files. There's a lot of people that have been found liable, charged, all kinds of stuff, from Prince Andrew and Peter Mandelson, from Norwegian officials, the former prime minister, and the former ambassador, all these different people, right? Some would argue, especially since there was international trafficking that was taking place, some would argue that our president, whose name is found over and over and over and over in these files, may have engaged in, say, child trafficking, sex trafficking. They may come to that conclusion. Now, with that being the understanding, if there are other countries that believe, because they believe in actually holding people accountable, okay? So they say, you know what? There were some girls from England or wherever, because there were people from different countries. And they say, you know what? We gonna just come and we're gonna drop in on America. We're going to bomb America. We're going to kill civilians in America because you know what? We have a warrant for his arrest. Whether it's for the child sex trafficking in the Epstein files because America doesn't want to do their job, or whether we're talking about violating international law, whether we're talking about going and just randomly killing people. I can tell you that every single one of you that is sticking up for him right now would be screaming from the rooftops. The analysis has to be the same. I am so offended that I am still paying my daggone student loans for law school, and it seems like none of it matters nowadays, because seemingly what we do is we twist the law to justify. The analysis is the same. If you would be outraged if they came and bombed our country to go after him, to arrest him, if you're listening, that I don't know if people are doing this. But if they decided to do that because of the Epstein files or because of violating international law, you all would be against it. So we should be against it right now. Thank you, I'll yield.
That was a complete takedown, calm, surgical, and absolutely devastating. The senator didn't just make an argument. She forced Republicans into a corner they couldn't escape. You can't scream law and order at home and then turn around and justify blowing people up overseas without due process. That's not strength. That's hypocrisy at its ugliest. She nailed the core issue. If it would be outrageous for another country to bomb the United States to go after someone accused of crimes, then it is just as outrageous when the U.S. does it. Same facts, same standard. You don't get to rewrite morality depending on whose flag is on the drone. And watch how they squirmed, couldn't answer a yes or no question, dodging, deflecting, hiding behind different analysis. That's not legal reasoning, that's political cowardice. Because the truth is simple and they know it. You cannot claim to defend the Constitution while actively ignoring it when it's inconvenient. The comparison to criminal law? Spot on. Even the worst accused criminals get their day in court, but somehow, when it's foreign targets, Republicans are fine skipping straight to execution. That's not justice. That's extremism dressed up as policy. And the Epstein comparison? Brutal, but effective, because it forces them to confront their own logic. If you'd be outraged by foreign bombs hitting American soil over accusations, then you already understand why this is wrong. You just don't want to admit it. That senator didn't just win the exchange. She exposed the entire contradiction at the heart of the Republican position.